Then my next question for you is then, how do we get sort of a 10,000 foot view? So how do we get a big overview then of all of those competitors? Now we've got that list of 9.
Yeah.
What's the next step?
All right. So we want to make a grid. So you've got your 9 competitors. You want to write them down the left-hand side of a piece of paper, or you can do it in Word or PowerPoint or whatever tool you prefer. And then you want to create some columns, and you want to go and give them a bit of a traffic light system. So the traffic light will be red. They're either not doing it or it's terrible. Green means they're doing it and it's good. And yellow is somewhere in between. It's not quite right, but maybe they're doing a bit. So the areas that you want to check off is, number 1, do they have a website? Now, I know that's a silly question, but we've actually had competitors come to us and say, we've had clients come to us and say, my top competitors are these 3, and none of them had websites.
And none of them have a website. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. When you say it, you think, oh gosh, that does sound a bit silly. But there are still lots of businesses that don't have websites.
Yeah, and it hasn't just been once. It's been a few times.
It's been, more often than you would realise.
Yeah, you go to their Facebook page or their LinkedIn page, and that's kind of where they're operating. And often clients come to us, they haven't got a website yet either. So they got to give themselves the red mark.
The red mark there. That's okay. Look, I guess this grid is just a good way to sort of get an honest or open view of all the competitors, including yourself. So actually that takes me back to a good point. Should we put ourselves in this grid as well, comparing to all the competitors?
I think so. Put yourself at the top.
Okay. Yeah. So we've looked at the website first.
The next one is the aesthetics. Yep. Is the website nice, or is it a bit of a hot mess? So, there's no real kind of rules here, but you look at it and you go, that's terrible. Give it the red. Oh, it's okay. Give it the yellow. Oh, it's pretty slick. Give it the green.
Yeah.
There's no rules around. Am I getting this?
I guess you probably want to kind of look a bit objectively.
Yeah.
Sort of maybe take your emotion out of it if possible. And
I hate this competitor. They're terrible.
Yeah.
Well, actually,
therefore, by default, their website's terrible.
Yeah.
But I guess if you can do that, sort of just look a bit objectively, and think things around. Is it easy to navigate? Do you if you're searching for what services that accountant in Chatswood does, as an example.
Yep.
Is it easy to find them?
Yep. Is it easy to understand what they do? Yeah. And I don't think you need to be spending 10 minutes analysing their website to decide if the aesthetics.
No.
Actually, the 10-second rule would be a great way to go. Bang! Oh, this is a horror show.
That's a great point.
Or bang! Oh, this looks really good. And maybe that's all you want to do on the aesthetics question.
Okay.
The next is around their organic social media. And so we're probably talking Facebook and Instagram here.
Okay.
Most websites will have a link on the homepage somewhere, maybe in the footer or maybe up the top somewhere. And you can just quickly link off to have a look at them. So Jess, if you go and check out a Facebook page or an Instagram page, what sort of things are you looking for to say, oh, this is a green light versus a red light?
Yeah, so a couple of things that would make me give a green light for a Facebook or an Instagram page would be, first of all, do they have one? But then we're sort of looking at their number of followers. Now that's not super important, but it is an indication of the type of following that they've got or how engaging they are. Engagement is the next thing.
Right.
So, actually before engagement, is how frequently are they posting, and are they posting at all? When we've been doing this research in the past, I've come across clients, competitors who haven't posted anything for 2 or 3 years.
Right.
Sort of since 2020. We go, well, okay, are they still in business? Or it starts to raise a lot of questions. So we're looking for consistency of posting. Now, it's not to say you have to post every day, but just something that's consistent.
Yeah, once a week,
then we go to engage.
3 times a week,
that's it.
Twice a week. Is it consistent? If it's less than once a week, it's not consistent, right? Twice a month? You would,
absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
If it's twice a month, I'd be going,
that's probably a yellow mark.
Yeah, yellow to red.
Virgin.
And what it would verge, and what would help me sort of tick it over to one or the other would then be the engagement.
Right.
So are people reacting to the comment to the post? Are they commenting on it? Are they sharing it? If you are getting comments, Is that business then engaging with those comments and having conversations? So those type of things really help to paint a picture of where organic social media sits within people's greater marketing or within your competitors' greater marketing sort of plan.
Okay. So then we want to look, so that's organic. We want to then look at the paid social media. Now, how do you check? I don't know that everybody knows this. You can actually check on Facebook what ads are being shown on Facebook and Instagram. Very quick. How do we check that?
Go to Facebook,
Yep.
type in any business's name on Facebook. So one of your competitors that you've got in this grid, type them in and open up their Facebook page. When you scroll down that main page of theirs that comes up, on the left-hand side, there's a little box that'll come up that says page transparency. And there's a little blue button down the bottom in that box that says see more. So you click on that button, and what it'll do is it'll bring up another little box, and it'll tell you where their administrators are, like what countries their administrators are in, and whether or not they're running ads. And if it says this page is currently running ads, you can click on Ad Library, and it will show you the ads that they're running.
Yeah, it's pretty
Now,
cool.
it's not going to show, yeah. So Facebook have done that as part of them being more transparent, and yeah, just transparent with their community. Now, it's not going to show you who they're targeting or how much they're spending and all those types of things, but it will show you the ads that they're running.
Okay.
Now, if you're in your competitor's target market, you would get those ads targeted towards you anyway. So,
yes,
you're not seeing anything sort of behind the back door or getting super insights,
no.
but you are seeing what ads your competitors are running. And you can tell whether it's on Facebook, Instagram, the Audience Network, and Messenger, and those, you can see which platforms they're running on. So that's...
They're a green if they've got ads, they're a red if they don't. There's no yellow for this.
Pretty much. We sometimes we give a yellow. You can sometimes have a look at what landing pages they're going to, and if somebody had an ad that was just driving their target market to a home page, as an example, and it was the landing page was disjointed from the ad, we might give a yellow and sort of say, "Oh, thumbs up for trying,"
okay.
but you haven't quite executed it too well.
Right.
That's there. But yeah, generally it's kind of green. They're running ads. Red, they're not running ads.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then we want to have a look at their LinkedIn. And so we can have a look at their company's LinkedIn and possibly the CEO, managing director, business owner, their personal profile as well. And so we want to look at, are they posting there? Are they getting engagement?
Yeah,
it's quite similar to the sort of Facebook, Instagram, the organic social media column.
Absolutely.
We create a separate column for LinkedIn because specifically for B2B, LinkedIn's specifically useful. So we just want to separate that one out.
Yeah, you could also segment it, like if you did want to just look at the business's page, like their LinkedIn page, rather than an individual. But you could do,
We generally don't. We just bundle that in.
Yeah.
Because again, we're looking for 10,000-foot view here. We're looking for details. We're aiming for an outcome that says, what's the industry like, and how can I look at one page to go, bang, these are the winners and these are the losers. Hopefully, we're not one of the losers. So the next one is SEO. Now,
so what would you do there, James?
Yeah, so I'm going to give you the very simple one and then a slightly more technical one.
Okay.
The first thing is that top keyword we're talking about, accountants in Chatswood.
Mm-hmm.
If they're ranking on the front page, they're almost certainly doing SEO.
Safe to assume that, right?
Yeah. Now, you can leave it at that. If they're not ranking on the front page for that keyword or others that are similar, you'll have a sense of what they are for your business.
Yeah.
Then they might get the red. And if they are, they might get the green.
Okay.
Now, you can go a bit deeper and you can look at the way the meta titles are structured and if they've got keywords in there, if they're too long or too short. You can look at the meta descriptions and you can see whether they've been written carefully or whether it looks like Google's just pulled a piece of text and hoped for the best.
Okay.
That's the next layer down. Now, the layer down below that is to get Ahrefs, SEMrush, a crawl tool.
So get some sort of software.
Yeah, and then you start doing really in-depth stuff.
Okay.
I think for the sake of this podcast, that might be a bit complicated for the average business owner.
I would say it's probably a little bit deeper than or a little bit more than our 10,000-foot view as well, I suppose.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
So you can decide to go deeper if you choose, but I'd probably leave it there.
Okay.
So the next column is Google Ads. This is a complicated one to test because Google Ads is not transparent the way Facebook is. They don't tell you.
No.
So you got to go. You got to type in those ads. Sorry, you got to type in the keyword, and you got to see who's showing ads and who's not.
Okay. So you'd basically just got to, yeah, come up with a few different keywords which you think
Yeah,
your competitors might be running
yeah.
ads for and see if
And
there are
see what you
ads
can
or
see.
not.
Now, SEM Rush
So
has a
that's
tool that allows you to see paid. It's wildly inaccurate, but if it says they're
okay.
paying for things, then you can be confident that they are, but
Yeah.
don't
Okay.
trust the numbers. Obviously, we can use SEM Rush to check the campaigns that we're running to see have they got it right or
Yes.
not. And so at times we've done it and it's
Yeah.
been bang on, but 9 times out of 10, it's
Okay.
so inaccurate. So it gives us like a
Really? Okay.
yes, we're doing ads. No, we're not doing ads. But otherwise, it's not.
Sort of
Yeah,
take it with a grain of salt.
exactly. Now, the last column is whether they're a direct or an indirect competitor.
Okay.
And this can be useful to understand, are they going head to head with me, or are they possibly a substitute? And I suppose an example of this would be KFC and McDonald's compete directly,
Hmm.
but KFC and my local cafe also compete for my lunch dollars, but it's
Yes.
indirectly. They're still competing for lunch, but they're competing on a different kind of.
Yeah. They're not offering the same menu.
Yeah. So, and we find this maybe 5 times out of 10, there's competitors in there that are well worth looking at. They could be
Okay.
taking business, but in a different way. Uh,
Yeah.
and so then we actually give them the yellow tick. They're not a red. This just gives them the
Mm.
yellow.
Yeah.
Now, we spent a bit of time going through all of that, and it'll take a
Yeah.
bit of time to do it. It might take you half an hour to an hour, but what it gives you is this incredible picture. It's 10,000 foot view, and you can see all the green, and you can see all the red and all the yellow. Now, we did one for a client just yesterday, and we looked at it, and one competitor was all green. So it's very clear they are the marketing heroes
Okay.
of their industry. You can see it.
Right. Okay.
Now, they may not be the market dominators yet, but the fact that they're aggressively marketing might mean that they're a threat to your business and to the industry. They may be dominant in the next year or so. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I guess the grid's a really great way to just have a quick scan, right? And
Right.
sort of see where everybody's sitting, including yourself,
Yeah.
because we've included our own business in this.
Yes. And then you got ones with all the red, and that might be you.
Which is okay,
um,
that's fine.
that's fine. You got to start somewhere. And then there's the ones with yellow. So often what we would do is like pick the top three and then do a deeper dive. So some of those things you're talking about, looking at landing pages off Facebook ads, doing a deeper dive
Yeah.
on SEO, all those sorts of things. You may want to go deeper on maybe three of them. Don't do all
Okay.
nine. Do those top three and see what
Yep.
you can sort of glean from there. We will actually make sort of comprehensive notes on what they're doing and what's working and what's not, who's ranking for all these terms, and there's a fair bit more you can find out should you choose to. Doing it for 9 is
Mm.
fairly onerous. It's going to take you a long time.
Yeah.
So you get this 10,000 foot view, and then a fairly detailed look at 3 of those.